What up, YouTube? elleixstarcraft come back at you with another custom StarCraft 2 cast. Today we have a 1v1 matchup featuring Warcraft 3 versus Brood War in the StarCraft 2 engine. That is a mouthful. This is thanks to the Azeroth-Koprulu Hyperwar mod, which puts Brood War, StarCraft 2, and Warcraft 3 all into one game. Let's go ahead and introduce our players. Spawning on the bottom left-hand side of the map, it's our blue Brood War Terran player, Koniosemi, going up against his opponent. Spawning on the top right-hand side of the map, it's our red humans player, Kytrion. So it's medieval fantasy humans versus sci-fi future humans. We'll see who wins this one. Taking a look at what's going on already, looks like an expansion coming down for our Brood War Terran player, as well as a bunker waiting for that inevitable hero, which will come from our Warcraft player. In this case, it's the Archmage. And this is something I've said in virtually every cast I've done of this mod. The StarCraft players really have to rely on static defense, and that seems to be the meta for the time being, because as you can see, before the 2-minute 30 mark, you have a hero with 240 HP running across the map to the StarCraft side. Will spot this bunker though, and Kytrion immediately running away. I think he must have forgot to choose a skill, because our Archmage doesn't have any ability. In the last one, we saw him use the water elemental, which I think is really powerful, especially this early in the game. We'll see if that's what Kytrion opts to do, but for the time being, Koniosemi is receiving precious seconds, not getting any harassment from our Archmage. The Archmage could possibly run through the bunker and do some economic damage. And here we go. What spell did he choose? It looks like he did choose the water elemental, and the water elemental will be running across through the bunker and ultimately getting gunned down by 5 Marines, 4 of them in the bunker and 1 of them behind the wall. What I might have done would be run in tandem with my water elemental to kind of like aggro onto one unit and get one other unit into the mineral line. In this case, I guess it would have to be the Archmage. Actually, I don't know. Does the water elemental stay if the Archmage dies? I think it might, but let me know down in the comments below if that's how it works in OG Warcraft 3. Taking a look, though, Kytrion looks like opting to go for a base of his own. Not really getting a lot accomplished with that hero in the early game, but Koniosemi with the Vultures, the Brood War Vultures, and their Spider Mines. This is awesome. They are running kind of across the top middle side of the map. Will they run into the Warcraft player? It looks like they might, though. And here we go. Just by accident, Kytrion spotting the Vultures. He should realize that there may be Spider Mines on the field, though. The Archmage taking a hit from one of them, losing virtually half HP instantly, but surviving just enough to potentially take out this Vulture. The Vulture going down, 2 other Vultures trying to avenge their brother, and they are seeing red. The Archmage so close to death, but moving so quickly. Koniosemi opting to attack the Rifleman instead. Oh man, 1 more Vulture going down. You know what? I would have gotten greedy too. After seeing how low the hero went, I would have been like, I can do it. I can totally do it. And then I would have lost both of my Vultures. So Koniosemi, good play, losing only 1, despite the fact that you were so close to taking out the hero unit. Here we go, though. The mobs just chilling on the kind of bottom side of the natural base. Is that right? I don't think we saw that in sorry, on the StarCraft side of the map. I don't think we did. Anyways, the Vultures planting the Spider Mines right in front of the natural base location and moving away with their super speed to kind of the top middle side of the map, and will be taking out these mobs as well. Now, the unfortunate thing is, this does nothing for Koniosemi except for lose him units, because he doesn't have a hero unit to level up, and he also doesn't have any units that can pick up loot. That is exclusive to the Warcraft races, although one commenter did have a good idea, saying that maybe the StarCraft factions could pick up like minerals or gas for taking out the mobs, and then, you know, the Warcraft players could keep their loot and keep their XP. We can hear these units dying across the map, though. That is funny. That was kind of tripping me out a second ago. And yep, look, you've got the Tome of Intelligence. And as far as I know, Koniosemi can't pick this up, but he can destroy it? Oh, okay, so he can destroy the loot. I like that. I like that. So instead, Koniosemi is going to be cleaning up the mobs and denying loot for our Warcraft player. That's actually such a clever way of balancing out these factions. That's not something I would have thought of. Great play by the developers, man. That is awesome. Anyway, base number 3 here as well being planted. It is now nighttime as well. The siege tanks are sieged up, ready to face the Warcraft army. And here we go. Kytrion running across the map. Does he have detection? Yep, the flying machine. It's a detector. We'll be able to spot all these spider mines and clear up a lot of the DPS from those mines. And here we go. This is looking like a really good engagement for our Warcraft player Kytrion. He is taking shots from double siege tanks, though. Taking a look at the workers killed, only 2 SCVs killed in this engagement, but he is taking out some supply depots as well. And looking at the supply, that's not going to supply block our Terran player anytime soon, which is good for Koniosemi. But this is just annoying to deal with right now. The siege tanks, though, more of them spawning in. Will they move up to defend this more? This brave SCV throwing down a bunker right where all the action was. Meanwhile, Kytrion looks like he is getting healed up by this priest. The priest, though, with very little energy to heal those units. Meanwhile, oh, the greedy base. This is why this map specifically is a little bit rough to play on if you're trying to be greedy. Yep, this is free shots on workers by anything that has range. Also, the spider mines, I don't know if they can walk through minerals. We'll see. Looks like they can't, but this will give slight vision for our our Brood War player. I'm all kinds of confused right now, if you could not tell. Also, I may or may not have COVID. I feel fine, but my dad tested positive. We had dinner, and now my mother feels sick as well. We went to like a family dinner, and I feel like I have allergies, but it's not allergy season. So it's fine, though. I feel fine. We have to record, especially with all the new members rolling in. I want to make sure you guys have plenty of early content to consume. Oh, man! A huge hit on those vultures, just caught totally by accident. Moving around your army is a good habit, and Kytrion with that huge pickup on those vultures. Taking a look at the resources lost, 2,100 resources lost to 1,200 by our Warcraft player. So Kytrion in the lead where resources lost are concerned. A lot of siege tanks here, though. Kytrion running into all this stuff, also throwing down an ice storm, a blizzard, excuse me, on top of those siege tanks, but maybe getting a little too greedy, and the Goliaths able to throw down some DPS on this army, but getting hit by the AoE of the blizzard as well. What a crazy play, and somewhere in there, 4 SCVs have lost their lives. Taking a look at the workers killed, 6 killed by red to 2 by blue. All right, so looks like a couple arcane vaults here, which will allow our Warcraft 3 player to buy stuff. I wonder if these are kind of just being used as like a pseudo wall right now. I don't know if that is typical in Warcraft versus Warcraft, but yeah, what we're seeing right now is anything but vanilla. And I don't have as much familiarity with Warcraft. I'll be completely upfront with you guys. The Blood Mage here as well. It's only level 2. What level is our Archmage? He is level 5. Meanwhile, though, Koniosemi clearing up some potential bases to expand to, and taking a look at the total supply, looks like we've got, what is it? 70 army supply to 67 workers for our Warcraft player to 58 army supply and 72 workers for our blue Terran player. Now it looks like the scrubs are just getting cleaned up all across the map. Both players going for what is now more heavy macro, not really engaging with each other for the time being. This Warcraft army, though, is looking very healthy, I gotta say, with at least one hero here. Oh, what is this? Is this a hero as well? Yep. In this case, it spawned as Morloon the Mighty, but we'll have to actually take a look at the units and see what this is. Is this a Paladin? Yes, it is. Okay, so 3 heroes right now. The Archmage, the Paladin and the Blood Mage for Kytrion. And oh man, the Science Vessel is running for its life. These riflemen are out for blood. And just the thought of like a musket attacking literally a spacefaring ship and doing damage to it is kind of cursed. It's hilarious though. Oh man, the blizzard being thrown down on a lot of this stuff. The bunker and the supply depots going down. The firestorm here as well. Oh man, so much AoE for our Warcraft player, but this army for the Terran player is looking really scary as well. We'll see who comes out ahead. I think the StarCraft player is going to come out ahead. Kytrion, not trying to overextend, is on the retreat. Meanwhile, Koniosemi looks like he's going for a counter attack of his own, potentially throwing down some scans and spotting exactly what Kytrion is currently working with. And I think Koniosemi is feeling very comfortable moving the siege tanks up as well. A lot of this mech, though, is softened up. I would take at least 2 or 3 SCVs to heal these things before engaging, especially these siege tanks up in the front. They could definitely get sniped if Kytrion realizes that they are low on health. And these knights, man, they are so fast and so tanky, 350 HP apiece. Kytrion moving on top of this Terran army, taking out all the siege tanks. The Vultures, though, coming in to try and support the Terran army. But I feel like the Warcraft 3 army is just a little bit too tanky for them to handle. These Vultures are just exploding in bunches. For a moment, I thought Kytrion might decide to destroy these rocks, but looks like he is opting to run around them. Will he spot? Oh, man. Wow, okay. I did not expect the Knight to tank all those spider mines. Pulled virtually all of them and survived. That is insane. The Vultures, unfortunately, these are more like harassment units. They will go down. They are very squishy. A lot of the Terran stuff going down as well. This base is still mining, though, and virtually fully saturated. So all things considered, Koniosemi is relatively comfortable where his economy is concerned. 4 more SCVs going down somehow in that engagement. I don't know if that's through AoE or what, but still looks like, wait a minute. Yup. Oh, no, the SCV's blocked off by the supply depot. Will Koniosemi realize this? Because this is now a dead refinery. This Goliath is trying to say something. He's like, look, I'm looking at it. I'm looking right at it almost. Just take out the supply depot. You'll be fine. This is kind of hilarious. This SCV virtually dead with only 1 HP left. Looks like some hits on these knights by spider mines, but as we just witnessed, the knights literally do not care about spider mines, apparently. We'll have to take a look at how much damage they do. I don't recall. Let's see. So the spider mine, let's see how much damage you do. Here we go. Wow, I'm dumb. Okay, so 75 damage versus armored, they do 125, and versus heroic, they do 125. Okay, so they do 125 versus heroic, and versus armored, they also do 125. I assume a knight is armored. Let's see, type heavy. So maybe it's not classified as armored. It's classified as heavy. I wonder if that's what it is. Interesting. So maybe they don't take the extra damage, and that's why a single Death Knight could take, or sorry, Death Knight, what am I saying? A single Knight could take like 4 shots from a spider mine. That's insane. Anyway, a big engagement here in the middle of the map. These flying machines trying to go around and snipe. Oh, wow, and snipe all the science vessels, and they succeeded. They are taking the anti-air damage from the Goliaths, but so many science vessels going down. Taking a look at the resources lost, almost completely identical. And both players are at a relatively similar total supply as well. The blue Terran player actually has a little bit of a higher supply. Taking a look at the workers, 78 workers to 74. So both of these players are actually very evenly matched, and it really looks like that. Both players are floating a decent amount of minerals, but to be fair, the Warcraft player is kind of starving for gas, and the StarCraft player not necessarily starving for gas, but at this point, he's also completely maxed out, so he can't spend his money. Oh, wow. Okay, look at this. The Vulture's finding a vulnerability in the Warcraft defenses. Taking a look at the workers killed now. 27 workers killed by blue. This is a huge pickup for Koniosemi. Kytrion coming in to engage this and will take out all the Vultures, though. I'm not necessarily sure that was worth it for our StarCraft player, especially after losing even more Vultures. And the fact that these flying machines can attack ground, is that right? It says air, but what I'm seeing right now is they're attacking ground. Oh, wait, right here. Siege, ground, melee. Melee? Interesting, it's classified as melee. Maybe it's because it's literally like throwing rocks. I don't know, man. It looks more like rockets to me. Anyway, they will be able to snipe these spider mines, and unlike widow mines, spider mines do not shoot up. The science vessels coming in to support this Terran army, and they do survive at this point. Okay, for a second, I thought the flying machines would take them out. Kytrion stopping to allow his army to get healed up just a little bit, but this blue Terran army is looking really scary, and I think Koniosemi is going for the finishing move on this army. And with this amount of Goliaths, I think he can do it. I mean, supply-wise, they're relatively even, but just looking at these armies, man, I want to say the Brood War player will come out ahead, but we'll see, though. The Warcraft races have a habit of surprising me. The Archmage going down very cinematically, I might add. Oh, okay, looks like the army getting split a little bit. These siege tanks, though, vulnerable. The Warcraft army closing the distance, taking out virtually all the siege tanks, and they're still alive. These units are still alive and looking really healthy. The Paladin now going down. The Blood Mage is alive and will be leading the army to attempted safety. What was that? Was that a Goliath? Or maybe it was a Vulture. I don't know. I did not get a good look at it. But this game is still going on, man. That is wild. Let's take a look at the total units killed. 176 units killed to 184 in favor for red, but 27 workers killed by blue and only 12 killed by red. And Koniosemi going for what is, I think this is base number 3. I'm not so sure anymore. I have not been keeping count. Oh, man, these science vessels going down. All those beeps. So many beeps, bro. So many beeps. The trauma. But many of them are still alive. The riflemen literally shooting mechs, like battle mechs with muskets. Not even with advanced weapons. Literally just muskets. And they don't have any abilities. And even the portrait is medieval. Look at him. He does not care. He could not care less. The Goliaths, though, I think this was the right move for Koniosemi. Moving out of the way from that Fire Strike. I called it Firestorm earlier. It's actually technically called Fire Strike. This base going down, though. The siege tanks sieging up as well, but being left behind, so they will be vulnerable. As we saw earlier, the Warcraft units are very fast-moving. But this this army, man, it's looking a little bit smaller than it was a second ago. But the reinforcements pulling the StarCraft player out of the range from the siege tanks, running back to the siege tanks, and now Kytrion moving into the range of the siege tanks. Oh, so much back and forth right now. My money currently is on the Brood War player. Kytrion did fight a really good fight, though. We'll see if he has any comeback, because it looks like he's getting slowly overwhelmed, and the natural base, although it is mined out, will be in danger here shortly. Kytrion giving the victory to our blue Brood War player. What a sick match. Big thanks to all my patrons and members going the extra mile to support me. It really helps out a lot. If you guys enjoyed what you saw, please consider shooting me a like and subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it, and I'll see you guys on the next one.